dry suit on for water ops.
Okay, guys. First of all, great show. That was very impressive. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Igor Holochinsky. I'm a captain with Winnipeg Fire Department at number 1 station, and been part of the technical rescue team for many years in the city. It's another facet that I'm very happy to be a part of and work closely with the Office of the Fire Commissioner to serve the citizens.
And you, sir?
Kevin Poppich with the Office of the Fire Commissioner. I'm an Emergency Services Officer. And eventually started out in a couple 5 days of training for this. I think it was about a week we went through, and this is kind of the culmination of
12-hour days in that week.
So, yes, very good.
No overtime.
A great partnership again. You know, their expertise, our expertise, different groups come together, work together. It's been really good.
So is this type of air rescue similar to what you've done in the past, or is this going to be an altogether different?
This is the altogether first time in Manitoba for this, I believe.
West of Alberta, or pardon me, east of Alberta.
First time for us, definitely. First time for us.
According to the instructors, very high capability.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the kind of training simulations that you've done, like rescue simulations, for example?
It was kind of started out on a stepped-up process, slowly graduated. Basically rigging the helicopter, hooking up, and it was just a flight. So the first one was up, fly around, get used to being in the air, being in the harness under the helicopter, hand communications, and it kind of went from there. So we moved into verbal comms using the radios, actually being able to communicate with the pilot without hand signals. Went on to flying together, and then moving into devices. The sling that I had, the evac suit that Igor had, there is a couple other devices, some immobilization platforms that go, a basket that you'd see used for water rescue, collapsible with floats. That's just moved up from the very basics into using kind of more of the advanced stuff.
Anything from open to, we also did the insertion into tight spaces,
Confined,
tall trees. So hopefully we're prepared for anything that the flood or any other emergency situation may throw at us.
Is this the first time you've done something like this?
It's the first time I've done external load helicopter, but we've all worked with helicopters transporting patients or injured people or something like that. But first time doing the what's called HETS, it's Human External Transport System, hanging below a chopper. It's definitely the first time for me.
And when you went up for the first time, you're swinging in the air like that. What goes through your mind?
Well, the way I'm smiling now, I think maybe half of what I was smiling when we went up the first time. It's been, you know, I've been waiting to get on the chopper and do that for pretty much my whole life, and it's finally come to fruition. And it's not just about the fun part of it, but it's really being able to perform or provide another level of service to the citizens.
So just what we saw here is exactly what will go down if need be.
That was pretty much near textbook in the two different types. Kevin used that quick wrap, so if you know, someone's in the water and they're moving, that's just once around, up, and away you go. My system's a little bit different, a little more controlled time. We can actually wrap in. It's called the screamer suit, but it's a very comfortable mode of travel if we have a little more time to put them into it and take them out.
How difficult will it be when you're rescuing someone from the water, you've got a helicopter moving above you, and you've got to do it fast? How difficult is that?
Well, I think it all comes back to training. If it was day 1 or 2, it would have been very difficult. But after our training, I feel pretty confident we could do it. Kevin, what do you?
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's, like we talked before, the steps. It was a process. It was a slower process to get to where we are, and I think if we hold pre-mission briefings, we lay it out step by step. It's looked at more of just a task and not so much let's get out there and get this done and rush. Step back, take a look at the process, follow it step by step, kind of like we were taught, and things seem to work well. You can, if you can take it that slow and slow it down that bit, you can work through any of the issues you run into, and just stay within the bounds that we were taught. And
that's part of it. We got to filter out the external pressures of you know, the emergency situation and people wanting something done quickly. That's probably part of the toughest job of emergency work. And our experience brings that to the fore. We can filter that out, concentrate on the task, and get it done so everyone's safe.
What are some of the dangers that you prepare for, like the you know, conditions as far as weather, or like you say, somebody panicking, if somebody's in an extreme panic situation?
The panic situation, usually people are very very happy that you come in to help. I've had experience in the city with rescuing people in, you know, stranded situations, and they'll follow instructions. So if we're calm, they'll be calm. Follow instructions, and we'll get them out safely. I think, of course, the worst case scenario may be an issue with the mechanics of the helicopter, but that's one thing we haven't mentioned is the absolute skill of the pilots we work with. At no time did they make us feel uncomfortable. You can see, and even in this high wind situation, that rope came to my hand like he was standing there and handed it to me. So provincial helicopters and John and Paul Gibson deserve a lot of praise because they made us feel comfortable and allowed this to happen. And having said that, from a rescuer's point of view, I suppose having the helicopter fail would probably be the worst, and have to pull these ripcord things that eject us out when we get safe to ground, and that's what that is. So if the helicopter's in an emergency landing situation, we release those when he gets within reasonable range of the ground, and we'll take a chance on jumping and he'll land the helicopter as best as possible.
Excellent. Sorry, can you give us your name?
My name's Ihor Holochinsky, and I'm a captain with Winnipeg Fire Department at number 1 station.
Can you spell that?